And welcome to the Strat video for payload Swiftwater. This is a decent sized map, so let us begin on offense. Hold up, before I start offense, let's start with calls. That's something that we're going to do this week. If you know the calls already, skip on ahead. I'll leave a timestamp for that. But for those that don't, let's go through them. Anytime the payload is here on the tracks, it's either referred to as the payload, cart, or tracks. Any point on the line that the payload goes, that's just called tracks if the payload's not near it. Now let's go over some calls for this point. Right spawn, left spawn, bridge, log, river. Then you have pipes right here. If we need to call this wall, this whole building is house, lower house, basement, and upper. Now these two spots are balconies, lower, upper. Since this is the river, if the scout or anybody uses a jump right here, we call it stealth. Or if a soldier is in any sneaky spot, we call it stealth as well. I said that's the roof. Back here, we are going to call this area flank. Let's go up here. This whole area is cave, with lower cave, upper cave, and I forget the name of this for the moment. It'll come to me. I'm going to call this flank cave, but it starts with an S, I know. So Pantherrr will update that whenever we get to that point. Right. Okay. So this area is air docked is a decent way. Dock is another good name for it. Excuse me. Porthole. Right there to look for a sneaky spot. This area is the bridge. We have another house. Upper, lower, basement, and tracks, of course. Sometimes I will refer to this giant area as tower. Just know that in case if I make that call. Also, this area down here, that's drop down. There's going to be quite a few drop downs in this map, but that's one. The room back behind this door is lobby. It's something that's going to be very important. With this being porthole, this is flank over here again. Lab is back there. Behind there. Can't really see it right now. But, okay. Over here, we have roof. This is stairs, if we need to call it. Under spawn, if we need to call near the spawn. If we need, also, these doors. This is going to be left. This one's going to be right. Now let's go over here, because these two doors, there's spawns right behind it, so this is going to be the right spawn door, this is going to be the left spawn door. Alright, now that we've got that, if we need to call right here, this is path, since it's the path to the garage. This is the garage. Truck up there if we need to call that in the garage. Windows if you need to call that. Back door. doesn't really need to be called, so don't worry about that. Use the environment if needed for this one. Big rock, small rock. Fence, since the sentry most likely will be here or here. And we have another house with upper house, lower house, and roof of house. Now we have here, if we need to call it, just balcony. Let's go in here real quick. This area is main. This is lobby. And this whole area over here is flank. Now we go over here. This is another area to watch out for. Name will come to me in a moment. Sorry, I'm bad with calls. I'm gonna admit that right away. I'll get back to that. Fence. I want to say this was another sneaky area. We'll just call it sneaky. Oh, that's what that entrance cave was. Sneaky, okay. Anyway. This is going to be, stairs. Since it's the only one we really need to worry about. Balcony is up there. And then we have spawn all up into here. And then this area is just called sentry. And down here's the pit. It should cover all of the specific calls. Any spot where the sentry's at will be referred to as sentry position. And the ones that will cover. If it's not a normal sentry position, you say sentry out of position. Just as a formalized thing. Now since I'm back here, I'm going to start defense from the final point. I hope that doesn't throw anybody for a loop. Anyway, the spots for this point here, here, or here for a sentry typically. Pantherrr was mentioning about trying to put something up there, but that's a risky move, so that's your call. I'm trying to put a sentry up there or not. Something else that could work, but I don't recommend it, is putting a sentry down here. It can get spammed out really easily though. There's not really a good sentry spot on this final point. The combo medic's going to be down here-ish. I'm going to be up here as heavy. Demo's going to be somewhere around here. The flanks are going to be over here, rotating over here, and staying over here until they are needed on that side. Sniper, position yourself where you need to. Pyro, stay with the NG at all times. Spy, do your thing. Let's move now to defense on third. There's a few sentry spots. Here, 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 and lastly, up here. I think it's either here or here. I have seen, though, in rare occasions, somebody put something up here, but it's not really a good spot. I recommend this spot here that I'm shooting for the sentry. The combo is going to be sitting around this area too. You can put the dispenser nearby to help the combo out, and the pyro. Demo, you're going to be a little bit further away, I think, from the combo. Keep an eye on the garage slightly as well. The flanks, try to get picks in the garage. The garage is the most important thing. Try to have clear or make sure that they're at least not sitting tight in there. Keep in mind this way. Keep in mind up here if you're a scout. keep in mind through here, you can always bomb in and do some stuff over there. That's pretty much the strat on this point. Sniper, right in here is an alright spot if you're just trying to spam over there. This can be an alright spot too. You could even rotate over here. Just do whatever's a good spot though. You can make the good call there, and spy, just do your normal thing for this point. Moving on to third point. This one's pretty cookie cutter standard. Sentry up here, dispenser right there. Medic's going to be here as long as the sniper's not watching. If the sniper or somebody's watching down here, Heavy's going to be going through there to look. Demo here can sticky jump up to there occasionally. I'm going to mention this because it's something that you could try to do. This area is buildable, so you could put a sentry up there if you so chose. I don't recommend it, but another position for a sentry is also down here. It can work if we are set up properly, but seeing as our strat isn't going to allow for that setup really, I recommend this spot. Flanks, go up there, keep those clear, or tell us if they're pushing that way. Pyros, stay close to the NG. I will have to say though, this door is a choke point if they're pushing out through there. Therefore, you will need to be pretty M2 on this point. And sniper, you really don't have a good spot on this. Down here, maybe sometimes. If not, just stay with the combo on this point. There's not really much you can do outside of that. Now moving to second point, it's going to go pretty quick, this point, depending on what happened on first, because of our sentry position over there that I'll get to. Sentry is here-ish in the typical setup, but I want to try, due to the central position of it, a sentry here. What that will do, combos typically down here. We can be down here in this setup, but we might have to move up onto the bridge as well. It can get spammed out from there and there. If the combo is up here, it'll be our jobs to help keep this clear. If the combo is over there, the flanks will have to be in here. Soldier, typically, just to let us know what's going on with the pyro assisting. The scout's job, regardless of the strat for the sentry spot, is to be going up through here and telling us what's in the cave. I know this isn't what we discussed, but it's something that seems like it would work if we're doing a bridge spot. If the soldier is not in there, you will be in the cave trying to get picks and telling us what's coming. Other classes, just do your normal thing. Sniper, this is probably your best point. Back here, you've got some decent sight lines, but right here, excellent sight line on that, not as much as that, and you can't assist really with that. Forward spot has worked in the past for some. It's just, if you get blindsided here, well, that's it. The bridge is a sniping spot if you want, but I don't recommend it. Play around with that some if you don't have a good idea already. Spy, just do your normal thing for this point. Okay, so first point, now that we're here for defense. Sentry, right here-ish. Spencer, right here-ish. The combo, typically in here as well. I'm not the most comfortable with that strat, but it seems like it's the normal strat for this team. We might adjust that. If you have input communist, there's a sentry spot here. That's the standard spot that can get spammed out quickly. And then some rarer spots you have up here, sometimes even up here. I don't recommend that one as much. This one is fairly defendable, minus through the trees, of course. So you would have to watch out for that if you're doing a wrangled sentry spot right here. Combo's going to be in the cave. We have soldier on the roof. Scout, do what you can over here in the house area if you're not harassing the combo through the river. Spy, make note that the house is a good spot to stay in if you're not getting picks behind them. Sniper, lower balcony or upper balcony is your friend. You can snipe from over here if you want. Their sniper's typically going to take that spot over there. This spot here could be an alright sightline if you need one for that. Back here in your flank is also a spot for a sniper. Just to keep in mind. Spy, just do your thing outside of that. And I think that finishes up our defensive strategy. So let's switch gears now to an offensive strategy. So combo is going to stay back here until the coast is clear. It is the job of the soldier to go after the roof. Scout is going to go harass as much as possible, either there or a more sneaky approach would be to go through river and get behind them. Spy, definitely go for the river approach when going to them. The strategy here is to try to get, well, the strategy for any point is to try to get the medic to pop their Uber or get the sentry down, or some key classes down. On this one, we definitely want to get the sentry down if possible. If not, get the medic to pop, and then we'll just pop into him once it expires. For people that are pushing, stay away from the bridge and stay away from the log as much as possible if the pyro is still up. If not, then you can go there, no problem. Main combo is going to go push over the pipe and into them. If the sniper's down there, we will have to be very careful and make sure not to be in their sight line as we're crossing into the first point. Once we have control, Scout and Ninja on the cart and pushing it up as much as possible. Once we get this point, combo is going to be going through cave, either upper or lower cave, depending on what's going on at the time. The typical push point for the combo is going to be from sneaky. I'm going to call it. I think that's the call for it. Again, Pantherr's going to correct me if that's not the call. Once we push through here, either the sentry's up there, there, or in rare cases over there. We'll take them out, with our demo being the main Uber push on this point. Heavy supporting. We have our flanks going through flank and into this area. Pyro staying with the combo as much as possible. Spy go get your picks that you need to for this point. Sniper. Sightlines through the main doors are pretty good. If you get up there with the flanks, that's also a good strategy to try to get them to pop. Spy, make note, this house is your friend. You have lots of places you can hide. Dead ring from, etc. Once we get this point, combo is going to go through lobby. We need the pyro with us whenever we do this push, because their pyro is going to try to air blast us. We need them to air blast. Flanks will be going through this door to cover us, and they will end up, if we come over here, if they're not pushing the cart for this point back here, that is. This is assuming that second point is captured, excuse me. Now we have them up there helping support us against the sentry here. Once we Uber out here, take out the sentry, take as many as we can out, and push the cart, get the third point. Now we're to the longest push of the map, which is this point right there. Combo strat will be to drop down, go this way, go up through these doors, and come out over here into the garage. Once, excuse me, we set up in garage, we will either push if they're not set up, or build Uber in there while the flanks. There's not many options for the flanks. The flanks go this way, with where the spy is probably going to go. Or they can go up through this way, try to go behind them. Wonk would be something that I would recommend for this point. That way you can get behind, go whatever way you need to go, and give us intel in their area, or get an important pick. But that's your call. Once we get the sentry down this point, we need to get everybody pushing, either on the cart or pushing to hold this area. Once this point is capped, the combo is going to move up here, heavy jumping through this window, letting everybody in. See the doors open only on this side, and we are going to hold lobby. The flanks, on the other hand, are going to go over here, start spamming them out there. This is if they have a sentry set up here, by the way, before we start going into here. If not, if we take this point here, and the sentry just goes down, and most of them are retreating, the combo will push up through here and hold this area as much as possible. Engineer, for this point, I highly recommend you building in the pit mini sentries, or if you can catch them off guard, a full level 3 sentry would also work. Building level 3 back here is also a strategy, so you can spam out anybody that's trying to rush the cart to provide support while we push. But that's your call for the level 3 one. I think that covers our offense strategy. Some general tips for offense. Pyro, stick with the combo. That's going to be very important for this map. Scout, soldier, stick together. Spy, get whatever picks you can. They're going to help us. Sniper, if you need to have anybody to go with the flanks. They're typically going to be in spots that will help for your sightlines. I think that covers the strategy for this point. Final note, these vents, you can go down, you can heal up. If you're soldier, you can either rocket jump back up through the vents, you can go this way, as any... It's just something to keep in mind if you're looking for another strategy for how to harass this point. Direct hit is a decent option for a lot of this map, so go for that. If our demo is being adventurous with their pipe gun, loose cannon can work in the tighter corridor situations, but that's only if they're being adventurous. As for other classes, I don't really have much in the way of suggestions, except for Engineer. I recommend to use the Wrangler. And that concludes the Strat video. Good luck, everybody.